Hello, folks. This is Tom Martin. This is my lottery strategy game, Decoding the Powerball, the Powerball guessing game. I'm picking my numbers for the drawing on March 18th, 2023. If you'd like to support my game, Decoding the Powerball, then please go to my Patreon page at www.patreon.com/Decoding the Powerball. Thank you, and please subscribe. Okay, so if you've never seen my videos before, the object of my game is for you to correctly eliminate groups of numbers. There are 69 white ball numbers in the Powerball lottery. Only 5 numbers can come up as winners, so that means 64 numbers can't come up at all. So for me, I think it should be easier to pick the numbers that won't be coming up than the 5 that actually do. Okay, with this video, I invite you to grab some paper and play along. Okay, so what you're looking at here is what I call the game card. This is where I try to eliminate the numbers and try to get it down to the 5 correct winning Powerball numbers. Okay, so you can see that I have 5 colors on my game card. It's red, orange, green, blue, and purple. And these represent the 5 correct winning Powerball numbers. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is go to the Powerball homepage, find out what those 5 white winning numbers were. And they were the 16, 18, 33, 37, and 50. The Powerball number was the 8, but right now I'm only concerned about these 5 white ball numbers. Okay, so I put those numbers at the top of this list, and now I'm going to put colors to it like I did here in the past. Okay, so you can see with this game card, this is for March 15th, 2023. So I need to update it to the 18th, but before I do that, I need to get the colors for these numbers here. Okay, so the 16 was orange, the 18 was orange, the 33 was red, the 37 was green, and the 50 was purple. So again, the 16 and 18 were orange, the 33 was red, the 37 was green, and the 50 was purple. Okay, so 4 out of the 5 colors came up. So I'm going to make this 224 color code drawings I kept track of so far. And now a 4 color combination has now come up 86 times. Okay, so what I want you to focus on here is the 3 color combination. You can see that this comes up the most at 107 drawings out of 224 drawings. So what that means is that if a 3 color comes up the most, then 2 colors are not coming up the most. Okay, and that's what I want to focus on here. I want to try to correctly guess what color group will not be coming up and eliminate those numbers off of my game card. Okay, so you can see that all 5 colors do come up. It's come up 16 times out of 224 drawings, so it comes up, but it's very rare. Okay, so this is where you could grab your piece of paper and draw out the game card, just like this. And then you can X out the numbers that you don't think are going to come up. Okay, so I need to update this to the 18th. So I'm going to get rid of all these colors and start from scratch. Okay, so my color code is right here. Here's the red numbers. And then the orange, green, blue, and whatever's left over is purple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to transfer these 15 numbers in the red area over to the game card as red numbers. Okay, so it was the 16, 18, 33, 37, and 50. The next line down is the 3, the 10, 24, 46, 50, 63. And the last line is the 11, the 20, the 33 is already taken. So the 43 and the 58. So again, I'm going to make these red numbers. Now I'm going to count how many I have. So over here I got 5, 3 are 8, 2 are 10, 1's 11, and 3 are 14. So I'm going to leave this 14 alone right up here in the red area. Okay, so the reason why there's 14 is because the 33 came up twice in here. Okay, so moving on to the orange, I'm going to take these 20 numbers and transfer them over to the game card as orange numbers. Okay, so starting with the 26, the 27, the 43 is already taken, so the 61 and 69. The next line down is the 2, the 13, the 29, 58 is already taken, and the 69 is already taken. So the next line down is the 10, which is taken. The 16 is taken. The 18 is taken, so the 40 and 66. And the last line is the 2, which is taken, so the 9, the 28, 36, and 53. So again, I'm going to make these orange. I'll see how many I have. So over here I got 5 and 3 are 8, 2 are 10, 1's 11, 12 and 13. So I got 13 orange numbers. Okay, so now I do that with the green as well, and then the blue, and again whatever's left over is purple. But you can see I already did that with this game card for the 15th, so I'm just going to copy and paste. And now this is my game card for the 18th. Okay, so again there was 14 red numbers, 13 orange, turned out to be 16 green, 12 blue, and 14 purple numbers. Okay, so why is this important to do this? Okay, so I found out by trial and error that with this, how I have my color code set up like this, it gives me double-digit numbers per color. Okay, and it's very consistent. Okay, sometimes this purple number will go in the 8 or 9 or whatever, but it bounces right back in the double digits again. Okay, so for some reason that happens like that. And again, it's very consistent. So when you have consistency, then things can get predictable. Okay, so what I noticed with this is that when a color comes up 5 drawings in a row, most of the time it doesn't go 6. Okay, so that's what I'm going to bet on, okay, is that no orange numbers will be coming up in this drawing. So I'm going to block out all these orange numbers, because I don't think they're going to be coming up. So the question is can an orange number come up? Yes, absolutely it can. Okay, so this is where the betting comes in. I'm going to buy a Powerball ticket worth $3. That's what the power play. So in other words, I'm betting $3 that none of these orange numbers will come up in the next drawing. So if I'm correct, and none of these orange numbers come up, then I just reduce the odds for myself, giving myself better odds winning some kind of prize in the Powerball lottery. Okay, so now I'm off to my next strategy called the individual numbers. Okay, so maybe you heard the saying divide and conquer. All right, so this is how I divide things, and this is how I hope to conquer it. Okay, so with the individual numbers, here's my 5 white winning Powerball numbers that just came up. Again, the 16, 18, 33, 37, and 50. Now, if you follow this 16 all the way down on this line, you can see that here's the 16, and I made this orange because the 16 is orange. And here's the 18. I made that orange because the 18 is orange. Okay, so what I did is I divided all 69 numbers into 7 different groups. Okay, so here's group number 1, holds the numbers 1 through 9. Of course, this is the only group with 9 numbers where the other 6 have 10 numbers to it. Okay, so how this goes hand in hand with the color code is I want to point out the 20 numbers here, okay? And you can see that here's 3 red numbers right here. And as I scroll down, you can see that there's no like red numbers that have come up in a while. Okay, so here's a red number, and as I was doing my videos here, I was saying, hey, I don't see a red number. I think a red number is going to be coming up pretty soon. And then finally it did with the 23, and then the 26, and then the 28 all had red numbers to it. Okay, so that's what I look for. I look for a color that hasn't come up in a while, and maybe it's due to come up. Okay, so I'm going to look at the numbers 1 through 9. So here's the red, green, blue. I don't see orange or purple. Here they are right here, so that's no big help. Now moving over here, I see red, orange, green, blue, purple. No help. Then here in the 20s, I see red, orange, blue, purple. I don't see any green. So here it is right here. Okay, so this big square right here, this is good for 5 drawings. And the reason why I put 5 drawings is so it would be easier to count. Okay, so here's the green. Now it's been 5, 10, 11, 12, 13 drawings that a green number hasn't come up. Okay, so let's take a look at the 20 numbers on the game card and see if there's any 20 green numbers. Okay, so I got the 21 and that's it. Okay, so maybe that 21 will be coming up tonight or the next drawing. So I'm just going to keep that in the back of my mind for now, the 21. Okay, so now looking at the 30s, I see red, blue, green. Here's the orange and finally the purple. So it's been 5, 10, about 14 drawings. So let's take a look at the 30 numbers and see if there's any purple there. I got the 34 and 35. So maybe those two numbers might be coming up. And moving on to the 40s, I see red, blue, green. There's the purple and orange, so it's been 5, 10, 15, 20, about 23 drawings for orange. You can see I have no orange numbers in the 40s. Okay, so here in the 50s, I see red, orange, purple. I don't see any blue or green, so here's the blue. And finally, way down here is the green, so it's been 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. We're going on about 34 drawings with no green, so let's check that out. Okay, I got the 51, 54, and 55 all in green. Okay, so maybe one of those numbers will be coming up in this next drawing. Okay, so let's move on to the 60s. I see red, orange, green, blue. I don't see any purple. Here's the purple. That's really no big help. Okay, so one last thing here. What I noticed about breaking this into 5 drawings like this, I noticed that the average for hits per group is 4. Just like this right here. 4 hits within these 5 drawings for this group of the 60s. In fact, for all groups. Okay, so here's another one with the 50s. You can see 4, then 3, 1. Here's one that's a little bit over. Another one with 5. Okay, but the average is 4. And I'm looking at this 10 through 19 here, and this one already has 4 hits. And I still got 2 more drawings to go. Okay, the 30 numbers already have 3. But the 10 through 19 are the ones that really stick out to me. Okay, in fact, these numbers have been just really, really hot. Let me reduce this down so you can see the whole card. Okay, so again, these 10 through 19 numbers, again, have been just really, really hot. In fact, with this 5 drawings here, you can see that only 1 came up. So it's cold here, and then hot, 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 and it's still staying hot. But I'm gonna predict that no 10 through 19 numbers will be coming up here. Okay, so I'm going to blow this back up, go back to the game card, and eliminate the 10 through 19 numbers off of my game card. Okay, so one more thing I want to point out, this 3 right here, this represents that 3 of the groups got a winning Powerball number to it. So that means 4 of these groups did not have a winning Powerball number to it. Okay, and that's the overall strategy, is try to correctly pick which one of these groups will not have the winning Powerball number to it. Okay, so going back to the game card, I'm going to get rid of the 10, 11, 12, 14 through 17, and the 18 and 19. And hopefully those numbers do not come up because I just got rid of them. Okay, so again, if I made the correct picks and none of these blocked out numbers come up, then the 5 correct winning Powerball numbers still have to be left here on my game card as a highlighted number. Okay, so back to divide and conquering here. I'm going to go on to my next strategy, which is my groups. Okay, so this is group 4. And I call it group 4 because I simply took all 69 numbers and divided it into 4 different color groups. Okay, so I'm going to give you a visual on how this works. Okay, so again, the winning numbers were the 16, which is in red, the 18 and 33, both in blue, and then the 37 and the 50 were both in orange. So no winning Powerball numbers were in the green area. So this hit 3 out of the 4 color groups. And if the majority of the numbers are over here to the left side, I'm going to color this 3 red. If the majority is on the right side, I'm going to color this 3 green. That way I could look at this and say, hey, this has been green a lot right here. I think it's going to start to turn red. You know, it's 50-50. It's kind of like flipping a quarter. You know, how many times can you flip a quarter where it comes up heads before, you know, it comes up tails, you know? So again, I see something that's been really green. Eventually I know it's going to turn red. And this is the strategy. The strategy is to correctly guess where this 0 is going to be. Now, if I could have correctly guessed that none of these green numbers were going to come up in the last drawing, I could have gotten rid of all these numbers here and again gave myself a much better chance at winning some kind of prize in the Powerball lottery. Okay, so I have this group 4 and I have 7 of these option cards to choose from. Okay, and then I have an overview of things. Okay, so with this blue area here, all 7 option cards had a hit to it. The overall, there was 3 zeros. So I got 7 option cards. I got 4 options per option card. So 4 times 7 equals 28. And out of those 28 options, 3 of them had a 0. This tells me if there was a 7-0, like right here in the blue. Now, if I see something like this orange where, you know, a 7-0 hasn't come up in a while, then maybe it's due. If I could correctly guess when that's going to happen, then I'm going to look at all these option cards, just like this blue, and say, okay, I think there's going to be at least one hit here. Okay, so for this blue one here, it was the 18. And here it was the 33. Here's the 18 again. The 37 for this one. And the 16. Again with the 37. The 37 again. And then the 18 and 33 for this one. Okay, so you can see how all the blue areas had a hit to it. Okay, so moving on to my next one. All right, so this is group 4. I also have a group 6. Okay, so with this group 6, what's the advantage? The advantage is there's only 5 white winning Powerball numbers, and I have 6 color groups. So I know that one of these color groups cannot have a winning Powerball number to it. Okay, so I have 7 of these option cards as well, plus an overview. Okay, and the next one I have is group 8, where I know that 3 of these color groups cannot have a winning Powerball number to it. Okay, so the thing about this is, you know, it just gives me different angles. You know, with this group 4, if I could correctly guess where the 0 is going to be, I can knock out this either 17 or 18 numbers. Okay, with this group 6, I can knock out up to 11 or 12 numbers. Then the group 8, I can knock out to 8 to 9 numbers, and then I have a group 10, which I can knock out up to 7 numbers. Okay, so again, it's just different angles. Okay, group 4, terrible odds for me to get it right. Okay, so I look at this as well. You know, a triple hit comes up a lot. So I'm just gonna, I'll look at it and use the strengths. Okay, so what could be a triple hit? This red, blue, orange, and there's usually a triple hit. Here's a couple zeros, of course, but for the most part, there's usually a triple hit. Okay, so I got 3 options: the red, blue, orange. Right now I'm kind of thinking the orange. So I'm thinking that one of these numbers here in the orange are going to be coming up. Okay, so that's how I use this. And now I'm going to move on to what I call Powerball number 2. Okay, so here's another 4 color group here. And I'm going to update this one as well. So the winning numbers were the 16, 18, 33. So I got red, orange, blue. And then the 50 was in blue and the 37 was in green. Okay, so I had 2 green, the 1637, and then I had 1 orange, and then I had 2 blue, the 3350, and then there was no winning Powerball numbers in this red area. Okay, so in the last drawing I got this correct. Alright, I've been picking this for a little while now because you can see how hot this has been compared to the others. Okay, but the important thing that I want to show you here is that I have 2 numbers at the top here. And with Powerball number 1, I only have 1 number. Okay, so now I'm going to go to Powerball number 3. And I'm going to update this as well. This is a 6th group. And again, the numbers were the 16, which is in green. The 18 is purple. 33 is orange. 50 is blue. And the 37 is orange. So I had 2 orange, the 3337. Then I had 1 green, the 16. Then I had 1 purple, the 18. And I had 1 blue, the 50. So I had no winning Powerball numbers in the red area and no winning Powerball numbers in the yellow. I hit 4 color groups. And the majority of the numbers are over here to the left side. So I'm going to color this 4 red. Okay, so since I have 2 green hits, I'm going to color this like a light green. And if I had 3 greens, I would color it a dark green. Again, just to give me some separation. Okay, so over here I had 2 zeros, so I'm going to color this blue for cold. And here I had at least 2 hits, so I'm going to color it red for hot. Okay, so if I had 3 hits, I would color it a darker red, again, for some separation. And with the blue, if there was 3 zeros, I color it dark red as well. Okay, so here, this tells me how many blue marks I had. So I had 1 blue mark. And over here, did I have a triple hit or a triple zero? And I did not. So I didn't have either. Okay, so that's the thing, I see a bunch of zeros over here. Maybe a triple zero will be coming up on this next drawing. Okay, but the important thing that I want to show you is that I have no numbers here at the top. Okay, so this is why I have 3 of these. I keep track of every 3 drawings, and then I'll be putting a color to it. So I have 3 of these to make sure that I'm always have one of these with 2 numbers at the top. Okay, this is the best advantage because now I get to use this tool over here that tells me, hey, is there going to be any blue marks, like right here. And then over here I get to use the triple hit. Which one of these is going to be a triple hit? Usually there's one of them. I guess my guess would be this blue. So I thought that there was going to be a hit within here with this grouping right here. and now it's over here to 41, 42, 43, 50, 51 that is really kind of sticking out to me here. Okay, so again, I have three of these. This is Powerball number one, where I have one number at the top. Powerball number two, I got two of them at the top. Powerball number three, I have zero at the top. Okay, so I'm going to stick here with Powerball number two because this is my best advantage. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to pick where I think the zero is going to be. Okay, so with this drawing right here, with this option card, with this option, you can see there was 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, and then another 15. So 31 drawings in a row that one of these red numbers came up. Okay, so I was saying in my last video, you know, these red numbers equal 18 numbers. That means there's 51 numbers out there that are divided into red, orange, and blue. Okay, and there's only 5 white winning Powerball numbers. So how long can this really go before a zero comes up and those 5 white numbers get divided into blue, orange, and green here? Okay, so since it went 31 drawings in a row, I'm going to say that it's going to miss a drawing or two. Okay, so I'm going to predict that this is going to be a zero right here. So I'm going to mark this blue. And the reason why I mark this blue is so I could come back and when I'm updating it, I could say, hey, I got this correct. None of these red numbers came up, or one of these came up and burned me. Okay, so I'm going to go with this. I'm going to say that since these red numbers came up 31 drawings in a row, I'm going to say it's going to miss a drawing or two. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of the 1, 2, 10, 11, the 5, 6, 31, 32 off of my game card. So I'll get rid of the 1, 5, 6, 31, 32. And then I'm going to get rid of the 35, 36, 39, 40, 48, 49, 52, 53, 54, and the 61. So I get rid of the 35, 39, 48, 49, 52, 54, and that's it. So again, hopefully those numbers do not come up. And again, if I made the correct picks and none of these blocked out numbers come up, then the 5 correct winning Powerball numbers still have to be left here on my game card as a highlighted number. Okay, so moving on. So I got 9 of these option cards here. And I got 4 options per option card. So that means there's 36 options total. And I feel if I could get one correct, one out of this 36, then I'll be happy. Okay, so I'm really not going to push my luck here and pick another one unless I see something that really sticks out. And I'm not really seeing anything here. Okay, so this is what I mean. You know, you see all this red, and you say to yourself, okay, when's it going to turn green? You know, when's the majority of the numbers going to be over here on this side? Okay, so I'm just looking. Again, to see if I really see anything. Now again, if anything, I'm going to pick a triple hit like this. I think this might be a triple hit right here. Which I believe that one of these blue numbers will be coming up. Certainly over here, the red and the blue to have hits. And I got one last one. Thinking maybe this orange will have a hit to it. And that's it. Okay, and then I have the overview, like I said. Here's a green that hasn't had a 9-0 to it, so maybe let's just take a look at these green numbers real quick. Kind of the one that sticks out to me the most is this 11, but I know I already got rid of it. Okay, so moving on. I'm going to move on to this group 8A, okay? So I used to go, like 9 option cards in a row, but here I just decided to go 3 option cards and then have an overview, okay? So I have 8A, 8B, 8C, which will give me those 9 option cards total, but I just divided them into groups of 3 here. Okay, so let me go to the overview again. Okay, and what I'm looking for is a 0-3, which means none of those 3 option cards had a hit in it within this purple areas. Or I'm looking for a 3-0. Okay, so you can see that most of the time these things kind of hover towards the top. The only one that's not is this green. And here's the 0-3 way down here. So maybe that's due to come up. Maybe it's due to have a 0-3 right here. You can see all the others are, within plain view. And then this green way down here. Okay, so let's take a look at that. Again, because I have 2 numbers at the top, I get to use these tools over here. This tells me how many blue marks. In the last one I had 6 blue marks. So this one I already have 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see a 000 comes up a lot, where the triple hit doesn't come up as much. Okay, so this green has a 000 opportunity. And I kind of like it, but I kind of like this purple better because there's never been a 000 here. And with all the other color groups, you can see that there's been a 000. Okay, so this has the opportunity for it, and I'm going to go for this one. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of the 8, 9, 17, 26, 34, and then the 38 to the 65. So I'll get rid of the 8 and the 34, and then the 38, 47, 56, 65. I will get rid of 6 numbers, and hopefully those 6 numbers do not come up. Okay, so moving on. Okay, a 000 comes up a lot, and the only one I get is this blue. Lots of red numbers have been coming up over here to the left side. Since this just had 2 zeros to it, I'm thinking it's going to be another hit. And the only one I got is this blue, so I'm going to go for it. I'm going to say this blue has another 000 to it, and I'm going to get rid of the 27 to the 30 and the 66 to the 69. So I'll get rid of the 30, the 67, and the 68. And hopefully those numbers do not come up. Okay, so moving on. Okay, I got the blue and the gray for a 000. Looking over here, I see a lot more red than green. I'm thinking that this is going to be a green number. So I'm kind of liking this blue. So I'm going to go for the blue. And I'm going to get rid of the 4, 12, 22, 29, and then the 40, 48, 58, 66. So I'll get rid of the 4, 22, and the 58. So I'll get rid of those three numbers, and hopefully those numbers do not come up. Okay, so I'm all done with this one, so I'm going to move on to Group 8B. I'm going to go right to the overview. And again, I see in the blue 0303, bunch of zeros, 303s, you know, pretty close to the top. And this red, way down here. Okay, so I'm kind of liking this red to kind of flip-flop. I put a border around the ones that flip-flop. So here's 2 to 1, and then the next one was 1 to 2, so it kind of flip-flopped. So I bordered that up. So, you know, when I see something like this, green or orange, where that hasn't had a border in a while, then I'm thinking maybe it's due to have a border, you know. So maybe this will be 2 to 1, or this will be 3 to 0. Hasn't had a 3-0 in a while, so I'm going to look at that green for hits, the red for misses. Okay, so I don't like either of these, so I'm going to move on. Now this is why I gave myself so many option cards, okay? So I could just cherry pick through these things. Alright, I only want to pick the ones that stand out the most. The ones that have the best advantage, I would say. Okay, so I like both of these here. I like this one, the red, to have a miss to it. You can see all these zeros right here in the green, so I'm thinking that this will have a hit. So I'll get rid of the red, the 130, 16, 24. So I'll get rid of the 24. And then the 35, 65, and the 50, 58. So I'll get rid of the 50. And hopefully those numbers do not come up. Okay, so what do I have for green? I got the 427, the 9, 14, 26, 48, 60, 38, 62. Well, here's the 62. And I got the 60. The 60 and the 62. So I'll keep those in mind, okay? Okay, so I'm going to move on. Okay, I'm thinking the same thing again here. Kind of like this red to have a miss to it, and the green to have a hit. So I'll get rid of the 6, 15, 18, 19, 27, 37, 46, and I'm going to get rid of that 60. So starting to really like this 62 over here. Okay, 6, 15, 18, 19, 27, 37, 46. And the 60. Okay, so you can see I'm getting down here. I got 3, 7, 10, 13, 15, 16, 19 numbers left. I need to get down to 5. Okay, so moving on. We're going to go to group 8C. We're going to go right to the overview. Again, 0, 3, 0, 3, 0, 3, all at the top, except for this blue one, which is way down here. Kind of like this to have a 0, 3 to it. Oh, look at all the zeros right here. Thinking that this is going to be a hit. Crescent moon from the 3 to the 29 and the 41 to the 68. Okay, you got the 3, the 41, and the 51. Okay, so I'm going to go with this blue. I'm going to get rid of the 8, 9, 16, 25, 34. Get rid of the 25. And then the 38, 46, 55, 65. I get rid of the 55. And that's 2 more numbers off of my game card, and hopefully those numbers do not come up. Okay, so moving on. Again, I like that blue. Okay, so I'm going to switch it up to this gray right here. And the reason why is because this 0 right here, it's a single 0 as far as going up and down. So it's single, 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 single. Okay? So when's it going to double up? Like right here, you can see it tripled up or whatever. Okay? It's never doubled up before. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to say it finally doubled. This 0 finally doubles up. And no gray numbers. Okay, so the 5 crescent moon to the 8, 9, and then the 35 to the 38. So I'll get rid of the 45, and hopefully that 45 does not come up. Okay, so that's all I got for this one. So now I'm going to move on to, actually I think I have one more. Yeah, okay, I got one more here. Again, I like that blue. Okay, for a 000 opportunity, I got a couple here. I got the orange and the gray. Okay, but I think I'll stick with that blue. Get rid of the 18, 19, 27 to the 29. And then I get rid of the 67 to the 60, and those are all gone. Okay, so now I'm going to move on to group 10. Okay, so the difference between this one and the group 8 is I know that 3 of these color groups are going to have a miss to it, but still, I only like to pick at one. Okay, I feel that if I could get this one correct and I go for a second one, I believe that the odds for this getting the second one correct just go way, way up. Okay, so again, I'm looking to divide and conquer here. And this is why I made so many option cards for myself. So if I could get this one right, if I could conquer this one, I'll just move on to the next one and try to conquer that one. Okay? So the reason why I have all even numbers, 4, 6, 8, and 10, is so I could have the majority. Okay? Are the majority of the numbers going to be on the left side or the right side? Okay, so that's why I have even numbers here. Okay, so when it comes to this group 10 like this, a 000 comes up a lot. Okay, so let's see how many 000 options I have. I got one in the orange and one in the turquoise. That's it. And usually I look forward to one that hasn't come up in a while. Okay, so the 000s, again, they pretty much stay to the top. And this turquoise is lagging behind a little bit. Okay, so I'm going to go with this turquoise. And I'm going to get rid of the 15, 23, 31, 34. So I'll get rid of the 23. And then I'll get rid of the 49, 58, 67. Which are all gone. Okay, so now moving on. I have 3 of these option cards plus the overview. So here I got blue, turquoise, brown, light blue. You can see the light blue 000 hasn't come up in a while. So I'm going to go with this one. And I will get rid of the 27, 39, 40, 49, 44, 54, 64. So I will get rid of the 44 and the 64. And hopefully those two numbers do not come up. Okay, so moving on. So I was saying, I only like to pick one in the group 8s, but here with the group 10s, I don't mind picking 2. Okay, so what do I have for 000? I got the red, purple, and brown. You can see the red hasn't come up in a while. It's been a bunch of red over here. I'm thinking that this is going to be green. So I kind of like this red. So it's the 1, 2, 11, 12, 21, 22, 30. So I'll get rid of that 21. And hopefully that 21 does not come up. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the overview, and I'm going to look for those 03s that hasn't come up in a while. Okay, so you can see all these 03s pretty close to the top, except for the orange, which is way down here. Okay, so let's take a look at those orange. This could be a 000. Okay, the 22, 29, 30. Nothing there. And then the 44, 53, 62. Now I like that 62. So I'm going to change my mind on this orange right here. So since I like that 62, I'm going to protect it now. Okay, so I'll go for this orange. You can see how much red there is. This is probably going to be a blue mark. And look how many zeros are here in the green. Okay, I saw the 3 and the 51. Kind of like those. Okay, so I'll get rid of that 33. I'll go with the orange. Go with the orange on this one. And I'll get rid of that 33 here. I mean, it just came up. So hopefully it won't come up again. Okay, moving on. I don't believe there's any orange numbers left. No, there's not. Okay, so I'm getting down there. I got 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 numbers left. Okay? So the reason why I believe in this game is that one time, actually a couple years ago now, I reduced the numbers down to 10 numbers, and the 5 correct winning Powerball numbers landed within these 10 numbers. Okay, I only got 2 numbers correct that day, but I looked at it and said, wow, I gave myself a much better chance at winning some kind of prize. You know, a really good prize, actually. You know, would you rather pick from 10 numbers or would you rather pick from 69 numbers, you know? So, moving on. That's all I had for all of my option cards. I'm kind of exhausted now. So I'm going to move on to my second best advantage, and that's having at least one number at the top. Okay, so I'm just going to bypass this group 4 and go right to group 10, where I have the best odds of getting this correct. Okay, so looking at this one, again, a 000 comes up a lot. So I'm going to look at the ones that have a 0 to it and try to correctly guess which one is going to have the 000. And I'm kind of looking at this pink. You know, again, all the others are pretty close to the top, except for this orange. So it's either pink or orange. I think I'm going to go with the orange because of all this red over here, okay? So the majority of the numbers have been coming up over to this left side, and I think that this is going to be a green number. Okay, so I'm going to go with the orange. Unless it's a 62. Okay, so it's the 10, 12, 19, 7, 9, 26. So I'll get rid of the 7. Okay, and I'm moving on. Again, I have a blue, green, purple, turquoise, brown, light blue. And all the 000s are pretty much right here at the top. I think what I'm going to do is go for this brown. Because it only had the 00 come up twice like this. And I'm hoping that it's due for to happen again. So I'll get rid of the 4, 8, 38, 44, 42, 60, 66. Excuse me, folks. So I'll get rid of the 42. And that's it. Okay, so I got one more option card. Again, the blue, green, purple, yellow, turquoise, brown. Yellow kind of sticks out the most. The 000 is way down here. I'll go for the yellow. Two, 6, 24. I'm pretty sure that all those are gone. And then the 38, 40, 56, 66. All gone. So again, I got 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 numbers left. And now we're going to go to the overview to see if I see anything here. Okay, again, 0, 3's pretty all close to the top except for the orange. Okay, so let's check out that orange again. I had it here. Okay, I'll get rid of that 43. Okay, and then moving on to the last one. Again, I kind of like the orange. 50, 58, 68, 60, 28, 30. I don't believe that there's anything left. No, okay, so I'm going to move on to group 8. Again, a 000 comes up a lot. Okay, so looking at this group 8, I'm looking at the turquoise. Maybe this 000 will double up, like right here. Happens quite a bit. Kind of like that to happen here with the turquoise. I'm going to get rid of those 50 numbers. So I'll get rid of the 57 and the 59. Okay, so I got one more number to get rid of here, okay? So I really like that 51 because in the individual numbers, a green 50 number hasn't come up since here. Again, there's been 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 30, 34 drawings, I would say. So again, I get rid of the 57, 59. Did I do that already? Yeah, okay. So again, I'm down to 6. I kind of like the 3. I like the 51, and I like the 62. So it's between the 20, 41, and 63 that I want to get rid of. Certainly this blue looks pretty attractive. I think I'll go for this blue and I'll get rid of that 63. Oh, I can't. I'll get rid of the 20 at the same time. Okay, I can't do that. Okay, so I'm going to move on. Kind of like this yellow. I'll get rid of that 62. Kind of like that. Okay, so I'm kind of looking at this orange and the pink over here. The pink will get rid of that 62. Okay, I kind of like this red right here. You see how many hits in a row are in this line? I'm thinking that this is going to be a 0. So I'll get rid of that 20. And that will bring me down to 5 numbers. Okay, so I'm going to go with the 3, the 41, the 51, the 62, and the 63. Okay, now to pick out a Powerball number. Okay, so there's 26 numbers. There's 26 red numbers in the Powerball lottery. So over here, I just divided those numbers into 2. So if you see a blue number, that's low, 1 to 13. If you see a red number, that's high, 14 to 26. Over here, I just divided them into odds and evens. So if you see a black number, that's evens. If you see a red number, that's odds. Okay, so you can see a bunch of black here. So I think that this next one's going to be a red number. So I think it's going to be an odd number. And then over here, I have a feeling that this is going to be a red number as well. So I think it's going to be high. So I think it's going to be a high odd number. Okay, and the one that hasn't come up in the longest, I should say, is either the 19 or the 21. Kind of tied here. Okay, so it's 19 or 21, 19 or 21. I think I'm going to go with the 19. Okay, so again, I'm going to go with the 3, 41, 51, 62, 63, and the Powerball 19. Okay, so like Sherlock Holmes would say, it's a matter of deduction. So if these blocked out numbers don't come up, then these 5 highlighted numbers have to come up. Okay, so let's go over the odds real quick. The odds of getting all 5 white ball numbers and the red ball, the grand prize, which is worth 78 million bucks. The odds of getting it correct are 1 in 292 million. My game is geared up for mostly the white ball numbers. Okay, just to get the 5 white ball numbers correct, the odds are 1 in 11,688,000. Okay, so in other words, you can make nearly 12 million 5-number combinations out of 69 numbers. Okay, so I don't want to give any kind of illusions that this is going to be easy to win. Okay, another great prize to win would be 4 white ball numbers and a red ball. That pays 50,000 plus the power play if you play it. And the odds you can see are just about 1 in a million. Okay, so I want to go over a budget. You know, I like to play responsibly. So if I spend $3 per drawing, there's 3 drawings per week, 52 weeks in a year, I will spend $468 per year if I play every drawing with my game Decoding the Powerball. Okay, so in closing, I'd just like to thank you for watching. Again, you can support my game through my Patreon page at patreon.com/Decoding the Powerball. And if you'd like to give me any feedback, then please email me at decodingpowerball@gmail.com. You See, there's no the in there, so it's just decoding Powerball at gmail.com. And with 70 something, $78 million on the line, I want to wish you the best of luck with your picks.